We've all experienced the up and downs of life, so how do you force yourself to go up from that down period? I'm not going to waste your time. The secret is to just set the bar low using what I call the just show up mentality. To get out of a rut quickly, you have to set the bar of any activity low enough so that you can actually grasp the discipline to do it. The bar of any activity has to be set low enough relevant to your current capability. This is the huge problem that most people don't figure out. Imagine you take time off the gym. You've taken 2 months off. Your first session after 2 months off, would you try to hit a PR? And now don't be, but I'm so strong. Yes, I would. Shut up, bro. If you keep expecting to hit the same weight or PR in terms of discipline and productivity and the habits that you're trying to get back into, you will fail because the bar is set far too high compared to your current capability. It all has to be relevant to where you're at today. Our issue is that we've got this ego. We used to run 5K and now we haven't ran for 2 months, but we still hold that same level of accomplishment thinking that we used to run 5K. But today you're 10 pounds heavier and you're kind of weak, you haven't run in a while, and the thought of running a 5K is just far too hard. So you don't even bother, you don't even try. And what is the simple solution to this? Don't try to run 5K. Today, if you haven't run at all, taking one step outside is progress. I know that sounds stupid, but you could seriously change into your running clothes, take one step, and that would be an achievement compared to the last 2 months. If it's progress, then that's what we're after. Because if you've just had a month with zero exercise, genuinely doing one push-up today is progress. That is progressive overload. That's all we want to see. Our issue is that we haven't done exercise for a month and we still want to hit the same workout that we used to do when we were stronger. And in terms of productivity and discipline, we used to do 6-hour, 10-hour work sessions. Now we haven't done any productivity stuff for a week, but we still want to go and hit the 10-hour session. We've got to take this from our mind and start setting the bar low. The reason why most people stay in their ruts longer than they have to is because the bar's set too high. They start entering the down period because life gets in the way, mental health's not so good, stress is higher, they've been busy with some other stuff, and now they don't have the capability to go and hit that same level because they've still got the ego that they used to be able to do this much. But today they could do this much if they tried, but they won't because that is how much they used to do. But this is irrelevant. It doesn't matter how much you used to do if you have not been consistently doing it. So we've got to start from here. And what you'll find, muscle memory works in all sorts. So whatever we're talking about, whether it's exercise or productivity or discipline, even if you start here, you set the bar low, within a week, within 2 weeks, you'll be back to where you were. But only if you set the bar low and you actually get started. And this is fantastic. This is something to be grateful of. So far, I have not spoke to one guy who's grateful for this, that the bar can be set so low that you can make progress by doing one push-up today. That's something to be happy about. Okay, you're taking some time off, that was a bit shit, you lost some progress. But for you to make some progress today, you can do the bare minimum. That is fantastic. That is such a good thing that you can make progress so easily. Because when you're in the consistent drive of things, to make progress, you have to do more than you did last week or last month or last quarter. And after being consistent for some time, that gets pretty difficult. For me to make progress from 2 months ago, I have to work out for about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours a day to actually see some physical progress. If you've taken some time off for the last 2 months, for you to make progress, you could literally do a 2-minute workout and that would be progress. That's something to be happy about. And the only thing stopping us from starting to make progress again is our ego. You have to remove this ego from your mind. The ego that says, no, I used to run 10K. And so I refuse to run 2K. That is horrible thinking that's keeping you in the rut. We have to celebrate the small wins. And this is where the just show up mentality comes from. This is something I drill into my students. I tell them, all we care about is that you just show up for practice. That's it. We're not saying for you to do a fantastic workout. If you literally just show up to the gym, you just put on your workout clothes and just get into the position to start some push-ups. You just stand outside ready for a run. You're already winning because that is progress compared to last week or last month. Obviously, you're watching this and you say, okay, technically it's progress, but me doing one push-up, me walking outside for one step's not going to make any gains. Of course it's not. I agree with you. But be honest, once you've got your running clothes on, you've taken a step outside, are you genuinely going to take one step and come back in? Obviously not. You're going to go for a little run. In the position to do some push-ups, you're not just going to do one push-up and then get back up. You're going to bust a couple out because it's kind of fun when you're already set up for it. Our issue is that we don't set up for the activity because we've made the activity far too hard with the bar being too high. So the just show up mentality says that you win as soon as you show up to the activity. Just get into the gym and you're winning. Just open the documents, the homework, the business page, whatever, and you're winning. Just go show up outside, ready for a run, and you're winning. And you have to celebrate these wins. I did a previous video on how to manipulate people using psychology. A big part of that is using positive reinforcement to strengthen behavior. Let me say that again. We have to use positive reinforcement to strengthen behavior. So I have to ask why so many guys refuse to positively reinforce themselves, why we are ridden with this disease of working ourselves to death and trying to do it in the depressed, angry way instead of actually being happy and proud of yourself. So far, I have not met a guy who celebrates the small wins. It seems to be just the general norm of young men that we will not celebrate the small wins because we want the big thing. And for some reason, us dumbasses think that celebrating the small wins is actually detrimental to get the big win, when in fact it's the opposite way around. When you celebrate the small win, you've just shown up outside for the run and you ran for like 2 minutes. You've done some push-ups today and that's more than you've done for a month. If you celebrate that, you're positively reinforcing your effort to do it again tomorrow. We, for some reason, have got this idiotic idea that, oh, no, I won't celebrate it because I actually want something so much bigger. Well, how are you going to get to the thing that's so much bigger if you don't reinforce the behavior when it's small? The positive mindset is so powerful. Every time I mention it in one of my student calls, the first time I ever say it, the guy's always like looking at me as if I'm some hippie, and because they think, oh, positive mindset, they think I'm into like law of attraction, I don't know, some feminine shit. Like they don't vibe with it straight away because they think it's like wishy-washy shit. It's not. I'm telling you right now that every successful person had a positive mindset, that every athlete celebrated their win. And at the basic level, why wouldn't you want to be the positive guy who actually enjoys life and he's grateful for it? Why would you want to be in that depressed state? No, I'm not happy until I reach 50 million a year. Well, how about you be happy when you make 20k a year and then also happy when you make 50 and then 100 and 500? Why not be happy as much as possible? For young guys, we genuinely think that being unhappy will get us to the goals faster, and the moment that we're at the goal, we'll suddenly be happy. It's not true. The happiness advantage is real. Finally, there's one more thing we've got to talk about this rut that you're in. If you clicked on this video and you feel like you're in a rut, you're in these up and down days, I have to say that you're kind of incorrect. The rut that you're in is not exactly a rut. We have a bias of the current moment, the current day, the current hour, the current week. And what that means is that we often forget what history was. We forget how we were previously. We only think about our performance and results of this week. But what I want you to do is imagine your results on a graph. We're zoomed into the graph. You can see this week and you can see that it just dips down on the Monday that you relapsed on Pornhub. And then since then you've been doing nothing, right? So it's dipped down. But that is a bias. That's us looking at the current week and thinking that only the current week matters. Imagine now if we zoom out of this graph all the way, all we're going to see is a general trend going towards success. The down periods, the blips, the rut, they're very, very small little dips. But the general trend always goes to success as long as you never quit. I need you to use all your brain cells here. The rut is part of the plan. Think about it. It is absolutely inevitable in this graph to get to the major success without the little down periods, right? Imagine any graph of success ever. It cannot just linearly go to success in an absolute straight line. Impossible. When you zoom in a little bit, it must have these up and downs, up and downs, up and downs. That means that the rut is part of the plan. We expected the rut. The down period is inevitable. So start viewing this rut, this thing that I see so many guys complain about. They have some good days, they have some bad days. Start viewing this like an old friend that you knew was going to come and visit you multiple times, hundreds of times, thousands of times in your journey. If you view this rut as negative, you will experience negativity every 2 weeks, every month, who knows how often you get these ruts. But we know that in the long term, we're going to continuously keep falling into these down periods, because that is what the graph enables. That is what is absolutely going to happen. We cannot just be climbing constantly up. We're gonna have to have those down periods. So start being grateful for them. Start using this period as learning lessons to come back to the drawing board to understand how to level up, and stop viewing it so negatively. Because now this rut, this down period that is like an old friend that we knew was gonna come to visit us thousands of times, we know how to say goodbye to him now. You just have to set the bar low and just show up. If you got a lot of value from this video and you want to see more videos from a somewhat unconventional small YouTuber that talk about young men's self-improvement, then turn on the post notifications. You'll get a message for my next video when it's uploaded. I do one-to-one self-improvement coaching. If you're in a rut right now, a down period, and you want my one-to-one help to get you out of it, I will bestow my hand so that you can grip it by the forearm, and I will help you. I will pull your heavy ass weight out of the down period. The self-improvement coaching link is in the description. If you click on it right now, you'll be able to see all the packages and the information and stuff. If you sign up, we're going to be doing one-to-one sessions. We'll have each other on WhatsApp on our phone, so I'll be messaging you literally every single day. Like, have you done the workout yet, bro? Have you meditated yet? You better have meditated, bro. I have a self-improvement newsletter. I talk about discipline, masculinity, self-improvement, mental health. I teach you a whole lot, and I also link a bunch of articles and posts and PDFs and a bunch of resources that are not allowed on YouTube. It's somewhat of a secret club that I'm not really allowed to tell you what goes on. If you sign up to the email newsletter, you get an email from me every Sunday, which I try to make as full of value as possible. To the idea of the guy I have who's watching this, about 20 to 30 years old, trying to get his shit together, that's who I'm thinking about when I write these emails. And so there's going to be so much value if you are that guy. Finally, I have a self-improvement essentials playlist. It's just popped up. In my opinion, this is required. It's not optional. This playlist will transform your life. It'll teach you the most important things that I've made, the most important content that I've made about self-improvement. You can click on it right now to watch it. Take care.